Let's get cracking!
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Dota 2 Champions League Season 3 playoffs. Yesterday, we had one hell of a good match, man. We had Power Rangers facing up against Relax. You're doing fine. Relax actually faltered there. Power Rangers were able to go on to the quarterfinals. They face up against Evil Geniuses, and spoilers, managed to take that one as well. So I'm hoping we're going to see something just as interesting as we get into the other side of the bracket, where we got Na'Vi facing up against Roxkiss in this group. So Na'Vi, not doing too well in the whole entire group stage, ended up taking one of the lower positions in the playoffs, but hey, at least they made it in, but they're going to have to go through a very tough opponent, Roxkiss, who just secured themselves that wildcard slot earlier today, or not today, earlier this week. So let's go ahead and jump into it, guys, and I can welcome in my co-casters. Pimp Muckle's going to be joining me this time around. What's going on, Pimp?
Hey, yeah, you know, was doing some casting early on CA Dota, and we're just switching up to European one. Na'Vi against Roxkiss should be a really damn good affair, and I have to say, Treen first pick, well, that's standard, but Wisp Dogs here. So we're going to see some crazy relocate action. I'm looking so much forward to this match.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's just a daily reminder whenever you see Wisp in these sort of situations. Hey, we're entered into a new Wisp age, man. And we entered into it a long time ago when Wisp no longer, you got to have some sort of Wisp hero. No, man, you just pick up the Wisp. He's just a strong support in general to have. So, yeah, interesting that we're going to see the Darkseer as well on the team of Na'Vi. We had a couple of standard bans, the Lycan, even Murata making her way into the banning pool. I'm sure Naha's very happy about that one. We got the Bat Rider and the Ancient Apparition, really strong utility, one of the best supports in the pool as well. The second set of bans, though, gets a little more interesting, though. The Tinker being banned away by Na'Vi, first of all, okay. The Invoker as well, going to be taken out of the pool, while Na'Vi banned themselves away the Weaver, and now still waiting on that last ban. But it's looking like Roxkiss, just on the first two, it seems like we're already kind of settled into Roxkiss are going to be getting really good 5-man team fight power, while Na'Vi probably going to be angling maybe a little bit more for the split pushing and pick-off potential. I mean, they do have the Darkseer, who's a great team fight hero, but I'm not quite sure if that really matches the Brewmaster's early aggression.
Yeah, I'm also not entirely sure. Also, when you pick up a Darkseer as well as a Wisp, you want to wait until the Wisp has his ultimate. Darkseer has some sort of mechanism, maybe some upgraded boots, anything like this, and maybe even a wall into a vacuum combination already. And if you're just waiting a bit too long, well, there can be a Brewmaster Primal Split, and then hell breaks loose. So yeah, Na'Vi certainly do want to just stall the game until they have their ultimates ready. Their Wisp is going to be having a great time there regardless, but so far, this seems like Rox can actually just fight way earlier, but we're going to find out very soon here, because I'm sure Na'Vi is not going to be content with just waiting. This is not how Na'Vi plays. They just want to go at it. They just want to have the action, and sure enough, I believe we're going to see a Rubik here very soon. This would be I don't know, this would be working out so nicely.
Yeah, maybe still a little overgrowth action, take away that living armor. For me, honestly, I have just watched too many Brewmaster games that I am already fearful for Na'Vi and how they're going to be able to make this lineup work. Because the Roxkiss basically ensured themselves a really strong 1-2 punch, which is the Train Protector, which gives them ability to be able to deal with split push. Right, the Train Protector constantly keeping those towers alive. As you rotate around, you can't actually get chip damage on towers and slowly work them down. You have to fully commit, which oftentimes takes better team fight. But Roxkiss get one of the best team fight mids in the game, Brewmaster. Back in the day, we used to equate Brewmaster as just sort of a team fight, like automatically. If a Brewmaster got off his clap ultimate, the team fight was over. Like, it was just over from there. Now, it's not as strong as it once was. Now you depend a little bit more on the Aghanims. Normally, I don't see Brewmaster really get that dominating force until he has a jump in, clap, level 2 ultimate, and then the extra clap off of that from the Aghanims. That's really when Brewmaster becomes just kind of overwhelming in team fights now. So there is some small chance for you to win team fights early on when the Brewmaster's making those kind of jumps. But it just goes to show, like, they grab one of the best team fight heroes, and you would almost expect the enemy team to go, all right, let's not fight 5 versus 5. Let's stay away from that. But Na'Vi, they pick themselves up the SF as well as the Rubik. So one of the better supports left in the pool, has a lot of great abilities to seal. But the SF, a very key mid-game carry here that's going to come online early with a lot of damage. Also gets a fast BKB, which is good versus the Brewmaster, but before that point, he's really susceptible to the initiation from the Brew.
Yeah, the good thing is here, you mentioned the Shadow Fiend, he can build a BKB very early on, and even Funnick on his dogs here is going to be looking at a BKB, maybe even after the mech, maybe after a Blink Dagger. We're going to find out very soon here. Also, I want to say the Rubik is going to be an absolutely excellent pickup. He can steal Fiend Script very easily. He can steal Eclipse, which isn't too hard either. Brewmaster Primal Split, Treant Overgrowth, excellent spells to steal, and then he also has this aura of his, which is sometimes overlooked, but when you're facing a Fire Brew who's just going to be burning you away, and an Eclipse, and everything else, there is so much magical damage on the side of rocks. This aura is actually really damn game-breaking, because if you have the mech up on the dogs here, you can actually fight, which is huge. So yeah, I still want to say Rockskids, they do have excellent mid-game, but Navi, if they get the BKB offs, they're going to just run away so hard. In the very late stages, maybe Luna's going to outcarry the Shadow Fiend, but I want to say until then, Shadow Fiend is going to have an absolutely wonderful mid-game.
Yeah, it's difficult to judge the SF versus Luna matchup because the SF puts down such concentrated fire that he out-DPSs the Luna oftentimes in single target, but the Luna is oftentimes more overwhelming in those 5v5 engagements where the Glaives comes into action. It's bouncing to, you know, some of the utility heroes, some of the support heroes that can't deal with that kind of firepower, and they just end up faltering, which leaves you at a big advantage there. But it'll be tough to say, but the Luna gives them even more team fight as well as really good lane control. Luna being one of the heavier hitters when it comes to supports and lanes, just because that she has that spammable nuke, and also increases the other supports and their damage. So they do have, I think, a tri-lane that cannot be contested. Na'Vi, they get themselves a gyrocopter, so another mid-game carry that comes online very early. They plan to contest Rockskids, it looks like, as much as humanly possible. Rockskids do have a lineup that's going to take a little bit more time, I would say, than Na'Vi's. The SF farms up really quickly, so he can get a faster BKB than the Luna. The Gyrocopter also does really well, but even before he has the BKB, he lays down a lot of firepower with all his magic damage, so
10 seconds.
I would actually put Na'Vi at a slight advantage in these 15 to 25 mark team fights. But once we get past that, I think that's when Rockskids' lineup is really going to start kicking ass, as long as they don't lose too much of a gold advantage to Na'Vi early on. The Centaur is going to be the last pick coming out, and instantly the teams all grab their heroes, and they're ready to go, man. We had enough of delay in the beginning due to BZZ's internet having some issues, and we do have to mention that Rockskids are going to be operating with a stand-ins, Uranium. Right, Uranium? That was his name in the lobby. Apparently
yeah, he was standing in for various teams. He's an excellent carry player, one of the best in the... I think he's like very high up there in the leaderboards as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did recognize his name, Uranium, and I think I've probably seen him filling in for either Rockskids or virtus.pro before, so... Yep, so it looks like we're going to see a defensive tri-lane coming out from both sides. Off-lane Centaur, off-lane Darkseer. Everything is going to be pretty much standard. I think the most action you're going to see is this mid lane where it's going to be the Brewmaster presumably going up against the SF, but he may be joined by the Wisp just to be able to give him that slight bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't be too surprised at all, considering Rockskids have absolutely excellent early game rotation making with the Bane as well as with your Treant Protector. You can just go and kill people, and speaking of the Treant Protector, Goblag already went for the boots of speed early on. Something very, very reminiscent, of course, of Team EG on his PPD Treant, but regardless, it is absolutely excellent if you want to just destroy some certain mids. And the Shadow Fiend, you know, he doesn't have any sort of escape mechanism. He's rather squishy early on, doesn't have too much of a base arm. Of course, he's got the nice agility gain of 2.9, but he's very susceptible to ganks early on. So I wouldn't mind seeing Rockskids just zone out the offlane of Funnick. I mean, this is a Darkseer, it's not going to be too crazy hard. And then just go ahead and destroy the mid lane.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now, Puppy's not going to be sitting in mid just yet. In fact, Kuro may be hanging around here just to make sure that there's not going to be any sort of first blood attempts or anything like that. I was kind of expecting the Wisp to sit here, help him out with the regen, get a fast bottle, and also be stacking up the hard camp at the same time. So even though you might be taking some of the experience away from the SF, you are still giving back that experience with stacking later on. But... already, Solo laying down a little bit of pressure on Dendi and getting a deny as well. Excellent start for him. And we are going to see Rockskids just do the normal pulls, and Funnick is going to be left with nothing but double ion shell spamming creeps.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is as Darkseer as it gets. It reminds me so much of 6.78, and Well, I'm very happy that Dox is actually making a resurgence to the scene. Of course, Universe, one of the more flashy plays with his Dox here, but it's just such a nice hero in general. He's got great team fight. He can just farm the jungle if he wants to. Can do a lot of grief in like against anyone who's not like 600 range, and we can see Uranium already pulling back the lane. He just doesn't want to face this Einstein harassment at all. And this is a Luna, so yeah, you don't have too much killing potential if you don't really find the Doxy in very bad spots. So yeah, I like this a lot, and Navi's gonna have a great time so far.
Solo just about to pick up his bottle. If he'd just been one CS ahead, if one CS, Dendi is picked up that one little deny that Solo was looking for, he'd have that bottle about a good 20 to 30 seconds sooner, which would have made a big difference for Solo, but he's still going to be able to have it, still spamming out. Dendi, just the biggest thing about this lane is going to be all about the positioning, because this especially with the buff to Drunken Brawler, allowing you to be able to have that guaranteed crit, it makes Brewmaster that much more threatening in lane. So if Dendi mispositions himself at all, and he gets clapped and actually gets critted as well, that's like half of his health all by itself.
Bottom lane, they're going to be going here. They have a leech hit as well. Do they have the deeps though? Yeah, Phonic is dropping fast. This could be a first blood going the way of the stand-in, and sure enough, well, that was crazy. I just mentioned this, if you get caught out, you're gonna be dead, but wouldn't have imagined this going so badly for Na'Vi, and now Phonic just, this is big, because Luna already, actually Luna took the kill. Ooh.
Yeah, it goes to show how important it is denying your wave and keeping the Darkseer away from that level 2. Because that kill would not be possible without level 2. They don't have any real good stuns. Their only hope to really be able to kill him after he has Surge is like being able to get some sort of sleep after he surges. Right, that's probably their best option. But pre-level 2, right? He's so easy to kill. It's just any other melee hero. Go Black looks like he tried to rotate into the mid lane onto Dendi. Got a little bit low there, but fortunately Leech Seed was able to keep him alive. And well, Courier.
Courier, please. He's fine. All right. The Frog doesn't want to get chased down here. It looks like.
Courier, the Frog Courier. Can I just say the Frog Courier is the trippiest out of all the walking couriers, because it has this hopping action, and so it looks like it's like actually it doesn't look like it has a steady movement speed, is what I feel like. It feels like it just like stops for a minute and keeps going. That's not exactly true, but it just has a funky animation to it.
Yeah, that's right. It's sometimes a bit annoying to face up against those shenanigans, but yeah, you know, these are couriers. I guess you just play around it. And once again, Phonic is just getting completely zoned out. So Cap, what do you think? Should Phonic just head into his jungle? Because there is no stacks just yet. All right. But still, should he just go there?
I'm thinking you're getting to a point where, like, okay, the supports are putting so much pressure on me. I obviously, like, if I jungled from the start here, I would be much farther ahead. So it's sometimes better just cut your losses in the lane and go, okay, they're still getting their levels on the supports and still zoning me out. It's probably time to go jungle. Because I still have to be, you know, level, say, 7 or 8 by that 20-minute mark at the very least. And you continue to sit in this off lane, that's just not going to be possible.
Mm-hmm. All right, but there is a lot of rotations going on. And Na'Vi, they're just smoked up. And they also have Phonic here, so since he just can't find anything in the lane, he might as well just go gank and get some experience this way. But Solo just smartly bottle crying it up, and he's got some boots as well, so it's hard to gank. And actually the counter gank, well, Cap.
Yeah, both supports. We've seen this so many times. Solo's going to be pulled back. Their other supports are coming in from the side. Living Armor goes off. Puppy's actually going to be taken out in one right click. They still have the Leech Seed to throw down as well, but Yol is just going to get himself out. Seeing that there's too much damage, the Fade Bolt will not be enough. And Roxkiss walk away from the engagement, which was essentially 3v4 for the better. Actually managed to get a kill on that squishy Wisp. So unfortunate for Na'Vi, both teams having the same idea, which is the importance of this mid lane, right? We both have the static tri-lane. We both have the off laners that are, you know, a little bit susceptible to those ganks. But for the most part, they all see the importance, which is this mid matchup. The faster the Blink Dagger is up on the Brewmaster, the more successful Roxkiss is going to be. At the same time, if Na'Vi can just survive through the laning phase with the SF and start getting that snowball going where he's able to farm up the jungle easily and max out his farm, maybe even get a fast Midas, then SF's going to take over some of those mid-game engagements once he has the BKB.
Mm-hmm. All right, so one more thing about the mid lane matchup. Do you want to start Solo go into some sort of face boots here, what we see a lot from the Chinese Brewmasters, or do you just want to see a straight Blink Dagger?
I think you go for the straight Blink Dagger here. Just try and Because the faster you get the Blink Dagger, I think the more pressure you're going to be able to put on the SF pre-BKB. The other option is being able to have the phase boots really fast, which allows you to put more pressure on the SF in the laning phase. But at the same time, since I'm already seeing those kind of like support rotations coming in, I think I'm going to value the Blink Dagger and more of that like 10 to 18 minute mark, where the Brewmaster has that Blink Dagger and is able to jump in on the SF over and over again. Because another big hero that they have to shut down eventually here is going to be the Gyrocopter, right? So I think I just value the jump initiation for solo much more than the actual extra laning presence.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I actually agree. I wanted to see some Blink Dagger action and into the face of the Shadow Fiend before he can get any sort of BKB, but it looks like Dandy is either building into a power treads, which would be a bit more standard, but of course you could go for the Midas. If you're playing a Shadow Fiend and you get the Midas, there's going to be a level 2 ultimate coming very, very soon, and well, then hell breaks loose whenever you want to go ahead and unwind this one, and yeah, so far. Rock's Kiss, of course, they do have some sort of early advantage. The Gold Grab is not looking too shabby for them, but these are exactly those 2 kills, so everyone just farming away quite nicely. What is Luna going to be heading for? Alright, so she didn't went for a Midas. I'm kind of surprised, actually.
Yeah, maybe angling for the Helmet Dominator as the next item start stacking up. So it's not that immediate farming item, but it still gives you a pretty big advantage. Yeah, we had the Bane coming in earlier. He's hard going to be able to blow up the Centaur,
puppy.
though. Yol could not. Oh, the tower hit comes in. Now, actually, Uranium. Oh, my God. He got all of those hits on the Gyrocopter, and he just gets blown up. Avos not quite so lucky with those bounces. And now, Uranium trying to go for that extra Lucent Beam on Kuro as well, but fortunately, Kuro was able to juke his way in. And another engagement going the way of Roxkiss. We also have Dendi farming up those stacks. This is a big way for him to come back into the game. And I'm assuming a Midas, I mean, it's just one of those heroes, man, that Midas is just too strong not to get on it.
All right, yeah. I was very surprised here. There was excellent luck by Uranium. That was like, oh my goodness. But I mean, Dota is a lot about luck when you find it. And if you just... if you think about it and if you just take those risks and it pays off, well, you're going to be looking great, and sometimes you don't. That's how Dota works. Anyways, which means Luna's going to be having a heyday farming. She's now in the top lane. I'm not sure if I like this a lot because, yeah, you can go up against this Trallin here in the top lane, but I don't think you can really just kill them over and over. Let's see, Ravos. I think Ravos is dead.
No, Hovos.
Maybe not.
Oh, God. He's getting close. He will take out their Puppy. Could not save him in time. In fact, he had no regen whatsoever. They're going to get chased down. The Centaur ultimate goes off. They might try and get Kuro here on the side. Yol has to go for that extra hit. Living Armor is not going to be able to protect him from this one, as a counter kill is going to go the way of Funnick, who made that rotation. At the same time, in the mid lane, we did have the Brewmaster jumping in on Dendi. Popped his ultimate and was able to get the kill, so putting him that much closer to that fast Blink Dagger, which we will be seeing for solo this game.
Wow, he's farmed. He's got 1.8k gold. This kill really just helping him so much, and of course constant bottle crying as well. This is looking so damn good for Rock's Kiss. At the same time, though, I have to say, like, they needed to have this sort of early game. Otherwise, you're gonna get destroyed by those cooldowns, by those great teamfight ultimates, and you also have a Wisp, so you essentially always are gonna be having 2 people missing from the map and so much global presence. But so far, Navi, I just feel like they need to try to do some smoke gang stuff. This passive style didn't work out too well. Dendi got killed, top lane got destroyed, Funny got stun out as well, so nothing going the way of Navi just yet, but they do have a Wisp relocate coming up very soon. Puppy will find some levels here in the top lane rather soonish. There's a pull going on soon. So yeah, I don't think it's over by any stretch of imagination, but Rock's Kiss, they're doing all the right calls right now.
Yeah, with this fast Blink Dagger, the time, I think, for Roxkiss, they can continue up this pressure. Like, with the movement that they've had, they've already kind of won their early laning phase. Now they can continue this pressure, though, up in the face of Na'Vi and constantly try and shut down that SF. Again, the longer you keep him from that Blink Dagger, I think the better shot you have at being able to just control the mid game so well that Luna gets gigantic, you start taking down those towers, and you're able to just out-carry that SF early on. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make this a jump in. Dendi, Puppy is trying to heal him up as much as possible with the overcharge. Now a bit of turnaround there as Solo getting low. The last hit, though, doesn't go out. Lavos comes in with his Rocket Barrage, still trying to take away not quite enough damage. One hit, Puppy couldn't get it. Oh, the flat cannon shot. Ew. Extremely smart decision there from Havos, popping flat cannon and hitting Yol, and he gets the one shot necessary to be able to finish him off. Gold Black's going to be fine as he teleports away, but this time around, Na'Vi do get the extra kills there off the Brewmaster as well as the Bane. Big turnaround for them.
Yeah, that was so important, and Auchevos is just free to use his ultimate because he knows there's not too much which can actually happen on the tower. Goblek is trying to defend it, and he's pulling back the waves. This is smart, but at the same time, Auchevos is going to be having a great time just destroying it, and the tier 1 is getting chipped though. Of course, you do have a Treant on the side of Rock's Kiss, so it's not like the end of all worlds, but, you know, it's getting there. If you just don't constantly heal it up, you're going to have a dead tower. Which is something you don't want to ever have with a Treant. So maybe those Treant armor is not going to be coming out on another lane when there is some action. And speaking of, Kuroki's heading down the mid lane, maybe trying to do something, but doesn't look like just yet. Solo's got an ultimate, they can go though.
Yeah, Solo running in, trying to get close enough, but Dendy's going to be able to outrun him, so he'll be fine. They do have that Blink Dagger up. Helmet Dominator is also going to be picked up by Uranium in a second here, unless he wants to go full crazy mode and pick up the Mask of Madness that we've seen from time to time.
Oh man, yeah, Hani likes his Mask of Madness on pretty much every hero. It's so nice to see. Kuroki's whole club, that's nice. Stops any sort of attack speed. That's actually pretty good.
Oh, actually, okay. So Uranium. I was gonna talk about how his build was like really safe, like really a passive build that focuses on a lot on stats. He goes for the upgraded boots first, then a Ring of Aquila. Now is actually just getting the Morbid Mask and immediately goes for the Ogre Club. So he's going for that extremely fast BKB. He's going to angle to pick up level 2 ultimate, and they're just, I think, just going to 5-man down. They read this, they go, okay, we won ourselves the laning phase. Brewmaster is so far ahead of everything else right now in his positioning, right? He has that Blink Dagger way before Dendy can really deal with him. So they can just go and fight over and over again. And if Dendy gets a little bit of room, though, he's going to farm up the BKB. So it's better to try and get those team fights, those team fight items up now and force the advantage while they have it.
Yeah, and we see this already in the mid lane. The tower's dropping fast. They don't have a tree on their side, so Sudoi also's got a Blink Dagger. Gets lifted up, though. Solo comes in, pops his clap, but some sort of miscommunication here. Kuroki is still gonna get dropped, but if you only take a support here, I don't think it's too much worth it. Well, let's see, Cap.
Oh, wow. They're really going to go for this SF. Flinging him down. Now going to be able to follow up with the stun. Trying to burst him down real quickly. Fiend's Grave going off. Yol's going to die in the side here, but they get Puppey as well as he gets cleaned up. Rock's Kiss diving in deep and getting a couple of kills off of it. Looks like Goblak is going to fall as Funnick should just be able to chase him down. Nothing Goblak can do about that one. Top lane, we do have Bows committing to the tower. Uranium is going to be able to pick up the kill, but the tower does fall. Finally, the Treant Protector is run down by Funnick. In the meantime, also the tier 1 tower goes down in the mid lane. Solo with a quick blink away. So all around, I think Roxkiss taking the better of all those engagements. They shut down the SF. They traded a tower for tower there, but also killed the Gyrocopter in the process. So an additional kill going the way of the Luna. I think the most important thing for me is Luna getting the BKB before the SF. If they can get, if they can achieve that, they're kind of unstoppable in these team fights.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Whenever there's a BKB up on the Luna, SF doesn't have any, you can just go ahead and blink clap up onto Dandy, and he's gonna get absolutely trashed to pieces. And we saw this, like, there was a Wisp overcharge trying to help him out, but those aspects are just too much to handle right now. And Solo, he is already level 11, so he's gonna have this level 2 ultimate up ready. It wasn't there in this last fight, but, you know, the destruction is just gonna be too much. And so far, Roxkiss, they're trying to defend this here. They want to go up onto Dandy, and I think they can just blow him up whenever they want to. Let's see. Oh,
yeah, he does have some ports on the side. We're going to have a 3-man clap. Solo backs himself away. Now 2-man stomp goes off. They're going to try and blow up Puppey real quick. Cedoid not quite finishing him off, though. Kind of overestimated his damage.
Oh, everyone else coming.
Yeah, we do have Yol sleeping up Dendy. He's very low. Another clap should be able to finish him off. Does have that death animation with the Gyrocopter beating on Solo. Will be able to pick up that kill. On the side, we do have Goblak popping his overgrowth and a Fiend's Grip going on Havos. Interrupted, though. And now Havos going to be able to turn around with the Rocket Barrage damage. And that leaves just Goblak as the last hero alive for Roxkiss. Turns, fights with the Leech Seed, knows he needs all of that health back. And he's actually going to be able to chase away the 2 other heroes of Na'Vi. So Na'Vi do win the fight, but thankfully Goblak, reading the situation correctly, knowing he wasn't going to be able to just run away, turns, fights with the Leech Seed, and now might be able to keep the tower alive if he chooses to use living armor here. It's going to be a bit of a commitment if he does so, which will leave him very exposed, but at the same time, they really don't want to give up any unnecessary towers to Na'Vi.
Yeah, and the tower's not in deny range yet, and yeah, here we go. Goblak is just, you know, this is a Treant Protector for you. You win a team fight, you nearly bring down a tower, you know what, straight back, up to full HP, and they only took 1 tower so far in the whole game, which is limiting especially the Na'Vi supports a lot. Funnick does have his mechanism now up and ready to go, and that's a big deal, but all in all, It wasn't the worst fight for Roxkiss at all, even though they kind of got caught out and got, I want to say some questionable decision-making, because Solo saw everyone coming in, and he still just went for it, as well as Sedoy, and it felt like they weren't on the same page. But now let's see if they can try to take down this bottom tier 1. I don't think so, but, you know, with 4 people there, maybe they just go for it. And yeah, okay.
I think that was primarily a mistake by Sedoy. I think Solo had the right move, which was jumping in. He got a 3-man clap and backed himself away. That's just good straight damage, right? That was really excellent done. He's going to try and jump on Kuro here, but he does have the surge. Tier 1 tower does go down. I think it was Sedoy who planned to do kind of the same thing there with his stomp, but saw how low the Wisp was and goes, if I can kill the Wisp, it's kind of worth it for me committing to the kill. The problem was he didn't actually finish him off. Instead, just ended up putting himself in a position where he was going to get nuked down rather than the Wisp. So it was just a misjudgment and error an error in judgment. That's the phrase I was looking for. When he just kind of read the Wisp and goes, I can burst him. And the truth was, Wisp was actually going to be able to survive with about 80 health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also Solo is now heading for his Aghanim Scepter, so super standard stuff coming up from him, but he's going to have it in 2k gold, and we're just 60 minutes in now. They're going to be trying to go for this illusion. Oh, they even blow the ultimate. That's actually a big deal, because it's a level 1 ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that's a 90-minute cooldown. 90-minute. Whoops. A 90-second cooldown still. That's quite a bit. And speaking of the Centaur, he's now going for the mechanism or the pipe, both of which would be absolutely excellent against Na'Vi.
Yeah, they don't really have another mech hero, so I think Pipe is going to take too long for it to come online with their whole plan. Mid lane, they do have them jumping in on Dandy. Popping, oh, great use there of the relocate. Getting the SF away from that Fiend's grip. They should be able to kill the Wiz. It's going to take some well-timed stuns, as they do have some backup coming in. Puppey already come in, back in with Dendy, pops the ultimate immediately, but the rest of Roxkiss are already away. Solo's going to cop a little bit of damage, slowed down by the Rocket Barrage, but here comes Uranium, turns onto Havos. Now the 2-man stomp, and they're going to clean up both of these heroes in the process. Dendy's just trying to run away. He's not going to make it. The BKB advantage is up for Uranium, and now he's going to chase down the rest of these heroes. Kuro about to take the mini stun to the face. Sedoy is going to be able to hit the stomp. And that's going to be additional kill. Middle lane, they also have Funnick being slept up, waiting for the rest of the team to come in. The clap and all the burst damage comes in. Funnick will take out from that one. And Roxkiss wipe Na'Vi and lose nobody in the process.
That was absolutely brutal. They tried to take down Solo, and the complete Shadowfiend ultimate was absolutely and utterly whiffed, because, well, those aspects didn't care for it. Then Brewmaster was just destroying everyone still. Even without his ultimate, he was doing too much, and crazy stuff happening here. Alright, so that's a good start. Roxkiss, 20 for 10. Goldcroft is looking crazy, because it's just spiking up, like 5k gold lead are going to be had in around 50 seconds whenever this graph actually updates. Still, Na'Vi aren't out of it, because they can still utilize this Wisp. But the problem is, he's paired with a Gyrocopter, so it's not like a Tiny who can just kill anyone at a crazy pace. And the Gyro actually needs some sort of item. And he's in this hole currently where he's got his call down, he's got his rocket barrage and some flight cannon damage, but it's not that high just yet. He kind of needs a damage item, and he also kind of needs a BKB.
Right. This is just really good communication and strategy from Roxkiss, being able to read what happened in the laning phase and how the best way to be able to exploit that, which was they won the laning phase, saw that they were going to be able to have an early advantage, and instead of turning that early advantage into farming items, which Na'Vi would have been able to use that passiveness to also be able to farm up all of their big items, even if Roxkiss could have stayed ahead with, like, you know, a couple minuses or something like that. Instead, they go really early items, really early team fight items on their carry, like the Luna in that situation, trying to go for the very fast BKB, not going any of the traditional team fight items. They win one big team fight, now they're going to be able to start the snowball process, where winning that one team fight is going to turn Brewmaster into having level 2 ultimate plus the Axe upgrade. So now that's going to be another huge upgrade, and they can continue to shut down Na'Vi, because Havos, he went for a typical Gyrocopter build, which is phase boots drums into a Yasha. It's very common for you to go the Yasha before the BKB. However, he's going to be punished for that. Like, he has the Ogre Club right now, but he's still working. He's still a decent ways away from having that BKB, which means the Brewmaster, when he jumps on him, he's going to be able to get double claps. He jumps in, claps, pops the ultimate, claps again. And the Brewmaster is, not the Brewmaster, the Gyrocopter is practically dead just from that burst damage.
Yeah, and also Na'Vi don't have too much damage, all the lockdown right now. They can, and this is something we saw in the TI4 qualifiers, with the Brewmaster blinking in, trying to clap, and then he got actually lifted up because the supports were just so damn spot on. but you don't have the damage to kill him or insta-gip him while in your telekinesis. It's only a 1.75 second stun or like a 2.25 second lift duration, so you have to kill him in 2 seconds, which is a bit too crazy. Even with a gyrocopter, it's not going to be happening. And yeah, then he's always going to have his ultimate off, then he's always going to clap you 2 faces, like your face in.
Oh dear, oh no!
Oh wow!
Funnick hitting the big vacuum actually managed to put both of them on the trees. They don't know exactly who's there. And it's going to take somebody to eat through some trees. Who has... Somebody have tangos? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? No.
No.
Nobody has anything to free uranium right now.
They don't have it. They just don't.
They literally have nothing.
Yeah.
Somebody blink in, give him a teleport. That's their only hope. Yol has to give them the teleport. Uranium's going to go to the middle tier 1 tower. Well played by Funnick.
But now they see him. They can just go for it. Kuroki, what does he steal? The Lucent Beam. All right. And now we're going to be
jumping from
right,
solo. Yeah, he sees the opportunity to be able to blow up one of those supports. Both's going to turn around, popping his ultimate. Dendy's going to let loose his ultimate as well. Already popping one here. Go Black managing to get away with his life just barely. The Brewlings are running low here. SF's going to try and finish off the Earth one here. Go Black has a lot of health coming into him. The Leech Seed might just be able to keep him alive here. Nature's guys ticking out. They will be able to finish him off. The rest of Rock's Kiss are coming in from the side. Brewmaster was able to live through his ultimate and now can jump in again if they want to, but it's risky play. Hits a 4-man clap. Now the follow-up 4-man stomp as well. They still don't have enough damage, though, to be able to finish off any one hero, but that should be enough to force them away. Na'Vi might not be able to take this tier 1 tower because of that damage. They're still going to go for it. Still healing each other up. Another clap goes down. The problem is Puppy's healing them up so much right now with the use of the Tranquil Boots.
Yeah, but he's got no urn charges anymore, so they have to fall back. And once again, the power of the tree is going to be coming in just 2 seconds. Goblack respawns, and just watch this mid-tier 1. Just getting completely and utterly healed there. Where is this tree in armor? Not used yet. Goblack, please. Never mind, doesn't matter, because actually Solo's going in. This could be a mistake. Now there is the lift off. This is what I meant, and he gets absolutely blown up. This is a great win for Na'Vi just then. Are they really going to be roaching? Solo's got a buyback. He can't just... No, he doesn't. He's short.
They just made a huge mistake there. Brewmaster so far forward without his ultimate is just terrible. Now Na'Vi are going to be able to take the Aegis without a problem. Like, if Rock's Kiss try and contest, and they lose the fight, then they're hugely behind. Like, they just have to give this up. They're going to jump in, try and maybe pop Kuro real quickly, but this is a pointless engagement here.
He stole it.
Yeah, Kuro stole the Centaur ultimate. Now Zito is going to get caught out, gets vacuum back up. They're just going to just right-click him down. Rock's Kiss, after what was such a well-put-together start by them, making some critical errors in judgment.
Yeah, I think it just came down to Solo. The team fight was kind of lost there for the side of Rock's Kiss when everything just didn't went as well as it should have been. The Panda split was kind of singled out by Dandy. Dandy's right click is actually surprisingly huge, even though he's got only defensive items. This is what a Shadowfiend Necromastery enables you to do, and oh, hold that thought. Oh, once again, it was kind of off here. There is no damage up on Duchobos because there was a sleep and a clap at the same time. This invulnerability frame of 1 second is... It's just a bit too much, and oh, Dandy's left behind. Maybe not. He's going to be fine. Oh, yeah, maybe not.
Smart play there from Solo is going to be able to block off Dandy's retreat. He does have an Aegis, and this is going to be the turnaround fight. Uranium's going to pop the ultimate, trying to pop Havos real quickly. Puppy's keeping him alive, but not enough. Funnick will go down. Now here comes Dandy, going to pop his BKB, let loose that ultimate, but Rock's Kiss have already won the fight so convincingly that they don't actually care about the ultimate. No one was low enough, and they're actually going to get a complete wipe here on Na'Vi. So Rock's Kiss, they make like basically 2 bad team fights in a row there that gave Na'Vi a huge advantage, and then they wiped Na'Vi immediately after that. So I think we're back to just an even ground. I think Rock's Kiss are kind of back to where they started, just the problem is they don't have that Roshan available to them, which should have been a free Rosh. Like, I don't actually think Na'Vi could have contested normal 5-on-5s, but because of that vacuum action and then the subpar initiation from the Brewmaster, it just ended up resulting in them actually being able to win the fight and take that advantage to Roche.
Another thing to note here is Luna's picking up a Manta style. And while I'm not usually a big fan of the Manta style, on a Luna you can actually just go for it because she's got so much damage anyways, and her aura is just doing so much work. So yeah, she's going to be a split push monster coming out here, and we can see this already. So there's 1 tier 1 left in the top lane, no tier 2s left anywhere except for the top lane, of course, as well. And if you have so much gold going the way of Rock's KIS, even the supports are going to be absolutely crazily farmed. And speaking of the supports, Go Black, he's going to have the Heaven's Helmet very, very soon, whenever the next tower falls, pretty much. And even the Bane, I mean, Yola's looking very good either. He's got a Blink Dagger, he's got Bracer, he's got Arcane Boots, he's farmed as hell.
Yeah, the problem is that they gained themselves such an early advantage, and they should have been able to use that advantage to win more team fights. They gave Na'Vi extra time. That's kind of critical for Na'Vi, because they can now build into like one damage dealing item for Dendi. Like, even if he gets just a Crystallis, that makes a big difference in team fights. So he already has the BKB, he already has the defense there. Now he just needs to work on a little bit of damage. Gyrocopter needs to work on his defense item pickup. He has a BKB in about 1,000 gold.
He's got it in the career.
It's coming in soon?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, so it's up. Still, though, Rock's KIS are going to be forcing the fight at the Tier 3 tower.
Yeah, game is going to be so hard, and now Solo reveals his invis. He's going to be here, just riding away, and he has a split. I'm not sure if you really want to use your split here just to take down the damage, and what does he steal? Okay, so no Eclipse. All those items coming out, though, for Rock's KIS. Sidoi, if he gets a pipe up, this Tier 3 is looking very dead. Even though you have a great anti-boost with a Gyrocopter, he just doesn't do damage right now.
Sleep onto Kuro. Do they have any Force Staff or anything? They have the Surge to be able to come out, and Kuro will be able to get himself away. We do have the Wisp ultimate coming in, but they're going to focus on the Wisp immediately, taking him out of the fight. Gyrocopter pops his BKB, gets right up in the fight, wants to be able to take down these Brewlings. No. The Brewling, it's going to go down here in just a second here. Funnick is almost blown up there from all the damage from Cedo, but it's still not enough. Uranium, Solo comes back in with full health, pops the Rubik, and now keeps on going. Dendi is low enough. Without those BKBs, the two carries are too squishy to fight up against Rock's KIS, but it looks like Rock's, they're going to back themselves away. They won the team fight. They traded a little bit, but they still want to be able to go back, farm. Apparently not feeling that it's the right time to go uphill. Maybe if the BKBs weren't up for Na'Vi, if Rock's KIS were able to take that early gold advantage that they have and really roll with it, they could have been able to push fights into Tier 3s. But the moment the double BKBs were up, it makes those team fights a little bit more challenging. No longer can you rely just on the Brewmaster and all of his AoE magic damage with the double claps and the right-click damage followed up by the Brewlings. Like, that by enough is usually enough to give you such a huge advantage that you're guaranteed to win. But now Na'Vi have the double BKBs. Things are going to get a little bit harder for Rock's KIS, but they're still in a great position. They still have plenty of time. It's not like they're a lineup that depends on pushing and ending the game or taking a Rax by 30 minutes. They have a Luna. So they can afford to back up, farm up for quite some time. It's just they wanted to be able to, I think, take that early advantage and at least get a Rax really quickly. But now they're going to have to back up a little bit and farm some more.
Also, what do you think about... Oh, hold on a second. Danny's getting initiated, but there's not too much follow-up just yet. Sidoi pops his ultimate. Maybe they can just single out Danny for a time being solo. Danny uses his ultimate.
No.
Where is Poppy? No, he can't tether because of the BKB. Oh,
yeah, big
no.
mistake there. Kuro was able to get a clap there, and they forced the BKB and also forced the relocate. It looks like they're going to grab one of the supports. I think that's good enough for them. Oh, Dendi. No, not enough crit damage. Wisp may also be caught. Good use of the tether teleport there by Puppy, which will get himself away, but that was still a huge win there from Rock's KIS.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The force out the BKB. They don't have the creeps for the top lane push, but... you know, it's getting there. Also smart stuff happening here from Na'Vi. They actually dewarded the ward which was in the base and on top of this cliff, so... how did they do this? Do they have a gem? Maybe it expired. No, I'm pretty sure it didn't. Well, I have no idea, but there is not too much vision now from Rock's KIS, so that's a good news for Na'Vi.
Yeah, they had a gem. It's okay. In the base right now.
Okay, yeah.
You're right.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, still, holding this Tier 3 is going to be absolutely crazily hard.
Gyrocopter ultimate, this is a really good D-push for them. Buys them just a little bit more time. Of course, it's going to be on cooldown for 40 seconds, so the next creep wave should be the opening for Rock's KIS. They need to go with this creep wave, or else the creep wave after that is going to be another Gyrocopter ultimate with another flat cannon. So this time they're going to commit. Use the pipe. Now Solo tries to get off his ultimate in time. He's still going to be able to get it off. Dendi is slept up on the side. Kuro's going to wake him up, and they're going to focus on Puppy once again. Take him out of the fight. Make sure he doesn't make the Gyrocopter that much tankier. The rest of the heroes are being forced away, while Luna's just focusing on the Rags. Dendi gets off his BKB in time. Fiend's Grip is able to intercept the ultimate before it goes out. Now the vacuum. Now the ultimate goes off, but it's already too late. They already lost the fight. all of Rockskis are still up. They've already taken down a couple of heroes here and now focus on the last set of Rex and might just be able to end the game here as Rubik dies on the side and now Rockskis running into the middle lane. There's no tier 2s up, so they can go from that top Rex into a second set of Rex. And with that big of an advantage this early on into the game, I'm sure Na'Vi are going to be forced into a GG call.
Yeah, this is too much. You can't, I mean, you can come back, but this is a gyrocopter we're talking about, so he can maybe try to go, but not if he dies here. Once again, the sleep is here. Solo, BKB popped by Robos. There is a Wisp coming in as well, so Puppy can give him a hand. Yola's dropping fast, though. Maybe they can get down Yola as well as Solo. No, they can't. The damage is just not there, and look at Uranium. He doesn't care. He just goes for the Rex. He's like, yeah, you can throw all you want. I'm gonna kill you. And your Rex, and everyone is dying. Rockskis, GG Scott. That's it. Wow, what a game one. 30 minutes in. Rockskis, explosive start from them.
Yeah, they've just been able to eliminate some of the mistakes they made going into the mid-game. They had a couple of small errors there, some subpar initiations, them getting caught out in the Roche pit as well was a little bit of downside there. But they performed so well before that point that they had such a big advantage and you're just able to turn that into more and more and more. And Na'Vi honestly just couldn't do anything about it. Like, the Gyrocopter still needed that one big damage item. SF still needed that one big damage item, whereas the Luna was fully online. She didn't go for any sort of greedy, like, minus build or anything like that. Went for the fast BKB, got the rest of the gold from pushing down these towers, which meant you didn't have to have a farming item. You could get a really fast Manta, turn that into a faster Butterfly, and still have all the damage you need, despite the fact you did not get any of your farming items. You didn't stack up the Ancients. You didn't go from Midas. You didn't even go a naked Yasha early on to like farm up faster or something like that. Just went for the stat items, forced the team fights, took down towers, and used that advantage to build into even more. So, well played by Rockskis, taking game 1 up against Na'Vi in this best of 3 for the D2CL Season 3 playoff zone. Guys, we're going to take a short little break and be back with game 2.